Hi, this is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. And today I have a question for you. Can you use conditionals confidently? If you had practiced speaking English to yourself 10 minutes a day for the past month, you would have improved your fluency significantly. In fact, why am I telling you this? Because I've created some free fluency exercises, and in fact, if you click here on the link above, you can practice absolutely for free these 10-minute a day fluency exercises, which will help you increase your fluency. Now, I'd like to also, though, explain to you how conditionals work, because lots of people have difficulty using conditionals, and in reality, it's not that difficult at all. Have a look here. So here you can see that there are 4 conditional types. Present and present in 2 clauses is the conditional type 0. So what does that mean? That after if, you use the present. For example, if water freezes. And then the main clause is also in the present. It turns to ice. If water freezes, it turns into ice. Now, what we're saying here is it's a truth. We can't change it, so it's called conditional type 0, and you always use the present after if and also in the main clause. I'll give you some more examples later on. Now, conditional type 1 is usually used when we have a kind of condition, such as if it's sunny, we'll have a picnic. What does that mean? After the if clause, we always use the present, but after the main clause, we use the future. Now, all the conditionals are a little bit tricky if we don't memorize what should be put after the present. So remember, in conditional type 1, the present is used after if. And we can also change the clauses around, but the mechanism will be the same. We can say, we'll have a picnic if it's sunny. I'll give you an ice cream if you help me with the washing up. Or if you finish your homework, we'll go for a walk. So there's always a condition, but after if, we use the present tense. Conditional type 2 is something which is, again, a condition, but it's something that is not, it's something hypothetical. Whilst in the first case, in conditional type 1, it's not hypothetical. In the second conditional, it's hypothetical. So after if, we use the past. In reality, it would be the subjunctive. But the English subjunctive is identical to the past, except for the verb to be. And even the verb to be has, unfortunately, according to me, been changed, and nowadays we can use it as if it were the simple past. And then the main clause is used in the conditional, and the conditional is with would. Let's give a concrete example. If I were rich, I would travel around the world. Now, if I were is the subjunctive of the verb to be. It would be if I were, if you were, if he were, if she were, if it were, if they were, if we were, if you were. But in common English now, it is perfectly acceptable to use the simple past and say, if I was rich, if you were rich, and if he was rich. I personally don't like it. It doesn't sound so refined, but language evolves and we have to accept it. Would is the part which transforms the following verb into the conditional. So you put would and any verb you think is useful. So if I were rich, I would travel around the world. If I had a lot of money, I'd buy a huge house. If you notice, I said I'd buy because apostrophe D is the abbreviation of would. You can also turn it around though and say I'd go to study in Holland if I had the possibility. So I would go in this case if I had the possibility. So that's something hypothetical. Instead, type 3 is something that didn't occur, but we'd like to say that if it had occurred, then we would have done something about it. So, for example, we can say, if I had seen him, I didn't see him, but if I had seen him, I would have spoken to him. But because I didn't see him, I didn't speak to him. So we use the past perfect after if, and the perfect conditional after, in the main clause. And the perfect conditional is none other than using would with the present perfect. So would have spoken. And we can turn it around, as I said. I would have spoken to him if I had seen him. Okay, so let's go through it once more. If water freezes, it turns into ice is a truth. If it's sunny, we'll have a picnic. Something depends on something else. It's a condition. If I were rich, I would travel around the world. Well, I'm not rich, but I would travel if I had the possibility. And something which didn't happen, but I want to explain how I would have behaved if it had happened is, if I had seen him, I would have spoken to him. And in fact, I had said to you, if you had practiced speaking English to yourself 10 minutes a day for the past month, you would have improved your fluency significantly. So I presume you didn't practice 10 minutes a day every day for the past month. So maybe you've improved, but not as much as if you had practiced 10 minutes a day every day. Okay, now let me show you a few more sentences that are connected to this, because there's not only if. So particularly in the zero and first conditional, we have other words which can be used. So instead of using if, we can also say unless it's sunny, we won't have a picnic. So if it's sunny, we'll have a picnic, but we won't have a picnic unless it's sunny. Means if the sun comes out, we'll have a picnic, but otherwise we won't have a picnic. When water freezes, it turns into ice. When is another possibility. As soon as water freezes, it turns into ice. Then we have as long as you arrive home before 3 a.m., you can go to the disco. So this is a condition. If you promise to arrive home, then you can go. So as long as. The same is with provided that. Provided that you study on Saturday, you can go skiing on Sunday. So as long as and provided that are similar. I won't get a job until I finish university. Until is used very much in the conditional. I'll take an umbrella in case it rains. This is, I'm not sure if it's going to rain, but I'll take an umbrella just in case. I'll be at work while you are on holiday, during. I'm going out before the shops close. I'll give it to you before I go. So you can see that these are mainly used with the first conditional and the couple with the zero conditional. So if you practice these, maybe bear in mind this kind of table that I've made for you, because if you can remember what goes after if, you'll have less trouble using it correctly. It's really not as complicated as it seems. It's all a question of practice. Okay, so if you enjoyed it, this video, please subscribe. Sorry, it's over here. So please subscribe by pressing the button. If you want to download my free fluency exercises, they're also down here in the link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Goodbye and have a nice evening. Bye.